But that's that. But yeah, I put, guys, go subscribe to Just Tree Clips.
Guys, I made my 12th channel, so go subscribe to that one now.
It is Lily channel, where she takes some clips of mine and she puts them on the channel. She has my permission to do that, you know, because anybody else who do that, I will strike your channel. I will strike your channel. You cannot put my stuff up there without my permission.
Tweet her. She blocked me everywhere. Just kidding. Fuck that bitch.
But hopefully, you know, it's growing. And well, she got one video. She only has, like, last time I checked, it was like 32. By the way, the channel is brand new. So she had 32 subscribers, and on one video she had over 500 views. That is crazy. That is amazing for a brand new channel. And that I did not pin the donation link. Good call. Thank you. Let me go do that. Have much regrets because it made me who I am. And when I look at other melanin, yes, honey, I don't listen.
Full video of the rude OnlyFans girl getting kicked out. Since a lot of people are salty about the clip, some facts. This is from whatever podcast. So number one, despite being instructed to not be on any devices and what basic courtesy would dictate, she trolls by interrupting the introduction of the show by taking out and using her Tamagotchi device. One's in chat if you don't know what a Tamagotchi is. Some of y'all youngins here, some of y'all under the age of 25 don't know what a Tamagotchi is, and it shows. Some of y'all are confusing me because I said put ones in chat if you don't know what it is, and you guys are saying I had one. So now it's like I see the one there, but Tamagotchi trolling is sinister. Yeah, it's kind of it's a good, you know, it's a good troll. I mean, really, who would think? Somebody says, yeah, we got trolled on our show today, and you're like, oh, what did they do? Did they do what Aaron did and just keep pretending that they cared, but then like making sarcastic comments and not answering your questions the entire time? No, they played with their Tamagotchi. Wow, okay. That was not expecting that. All right. A Tamagotchi was a little device about this big, the size of an egg, and it was shaped like an egg. It was supposed to be, and it had a little digital screen on it. And this digital screen would hatch the egg, and then you would have like a little pet thing that you were supposed to take care of. You were supposed to make sure you fed it, make sure you gave it water, make sure it slept. Like, you were supposed to do all of this stuff to make sure that you took care of it. And different ways of taking care of it would make sure that its health was better and that it was doing better and it was happier and it would do more and you could do tricks with it and all sorts of stuff like that. But if you didn't, it would die and you would have to start over. And yeah, mine died incessantly, dude. Mine was always dying. I was like 11 years old, 10 or 11 years old when I first got that. It was the big Christmas gift of the year back at the time. This was like when we had every year, there was like, you know, the big thing where it was like Pickle Me Elmo, Furby, Tamagotchi. I forget some of the others. What were some other like big Christmas gift years? But that was eventually until every year the big Christmas gift was like a new Xbox, a new PlayStation, a new Wii, a new, like, you know, some sort of gaming system. That Beanie Babies, yes, Beanie Babies were pretty big. I don't remember Power Ranger toys very much being that big of a gift. Oh yeah, Pogs. I loved Pogs. Yeah, this is what it looked like. It was just a little digital screen egg. You had 3 buttons. You could choose a couple of different things on the bottom of the screen. And that's how you took care of it.
As I don't have anything to do with the BC.
Every time her voice squeaks like that, it hurts, like deep within my head. It hurts, like it is something.
But let me tell you something. There's nothing about me regret being black. I love my melanin.
This thing entertained you guys. Zola, your young ass does not know what it's like to be in an age before we had fucking phones in our hands all the time. Before we had tons of nice, we were still playing like Super Nintendo at the time. We didn't even have Nintendo 64 yet. Okay, computers didn't have. We didn't even have AOL yet. Like, okay, chill. Most of our entertainment came with like finding a stick and then traveling through the woods to go see if we could like find some dead kids buried there or some shit.
I love being black. I love everything about myself. And I love the way, you know, I may not be proud. Well, it's not about pride. I had no choice but to grow up the way I grew up in the hood. I don't have
She didn't get a Tamagotchi.
much regrets because it made me who I am. And when I look at other women who are pretty weak, I look at them in a way with judgment of disgust, because
If it came out at the same time as N64, then fine. But most of us didn't have N64. And when AOL came out, most of us didn't have AOL. AOL took a while before it started with the disk scheme that took off. N64 was like a couple of years it was out until they came out with the different colored ones. And then that's when N64 blew up. So yeah, but I had GoldenEye. I had the green one. I had the green one with like a bunch of different controllers on N64, and then I had GoldenEye. I had I had most of the best ones. I didn't have I didn't have Super Smash Bros. I had Mario Kart. I had What else did I have? Yeah, I don't remember. Oh yeah, I had NFL Blitz. NFL Blitz was dope. You could knock somebody's head off.
as like they had it easy, so therefore they allow men to use them as punching bags
We had James Bond. Yeah, that's GoldenEye. Yeah.
or as doormats and everything like that. And I go, oof, I'm so glad I can't relate to that. I'm so glad I would never do anything like that.
I'm gonna pull something else up, but there's this new girl that we've been talking about, like the girl that we found that was like super hot, it just super babin, and then we found out that she's actually a goalie for a hockey team. So this girl, I went through her profile. She is also a stolen person with a different face. They're just taking her body and then they're putting an AI face on top of her. Yeah, so they're taking her video.
PlayStation 1996, Tamagotchi 1997.
So like all of these videos are taken from another channel, and it's just another girl's body. And it was pretty easy to figure out, because when you go to her posts, oh shit, did they just change everything? They did. They just changed everything. Oh my goodness.
Mr. Foolery, I of the Den of Fools, insist the Fulcordians cease this obsession. Fool's Court is an incorrect name. We can have peace, proclaim that Den of Fools is based. I thank you, in Tom we trust.
Anyways, yeah, they just changed it. I called them out in the chat saying that all of the pictures on there were different from the videos. And I guess they changed it. Full Cord is the name. It will always be the name. It's been the name since I started that server.
So there's that. He claimed Red Pill when Michael... No. Red Pill is not conservative, though. I don't know why you guys think Red Pill is conservative. Y'all do know Red Pill is not conservative. Red Pill is not even right-wing. Red Pill is not political. So he can claim to be Red Pill. My argument is he's not a conservative, and yet conservatives, are swinging from his nuts thinking that he's one of them. He's not. There's a person, Kit, crying about you blocking her. Who's that? Sarah Cat, it's sad that you blocked me on X. What a waste. Would you like me to block you on Kick? I don't know who you are, so if I blocked you, I more likely did it for a reason. But I mean, if you came into my Kick and you got a problem with me blocking you on Twitter, by the way, I have every right to block who the fuck I want. It's my dag on Twitter.
Oh, she has a
would you
right,
like me to
guys.
block you on Kick? Speak now. Speak now.
She has a right to do it. Alright, so this is what I was looking for. So, my brother sent me this a couple months ago. I did this all the time with the lead pencils. Just Pringles on the, or not Pringles, yeah, tooth marks on your pencils. Yeah, putting it in the ruler and then twisting it around. Lead poisoning for the win. It's not lead. Yeah, having the chode pencil. Yeah, the freaking covers on your pens and pencils coming off. Bubble gum wrappers wrapped around your teeth like you got a grill. Yeah, I used to do this. This one sucks. They didn't even do it right. Yeah, all of these pencils were broken off. Oh, I remember the girls doing this. It's like taking your bubble gum and sticking it to like newspapers. It was Indian, what was it called? An Indian rug burn? Yeah, moving the light switch to the middle, trying to get it in between on and off. And then it would spark, it would shoot sparks out of the freaking flip. Signing kids' shirts, taking girls' hair clips and putting it on your mouth. I would turn it the other way, put it in my mouth, and then clamp down on it, and it would open it up, look like a fucking duck. I had a bunch of friends who were drawing those S's nonstop. Yeah, getting the pencils in the ceiling. Yes. Sticking in the erasers. I didn't do this. This is the, like, putting a bunch of macaroni on each part of the fork. I don't think I ever did this. Native American rug burn, you bigot. My bad. But yeah, that's the one. That one right there gets me the most. Oh, crap. I just fucked that up. I hit copy instead of paste. Yeah, this is getting ready for parties in the early 2000s. Way too much cologne. The girls getting drunk ahead of time so they can be extra slutty. Folding your socks down inside of your shoes. I remember that because we didn't really have footies back then. We didn't have like small socks. And then even when we did get small socks, they were only for girls. They didn't have footies for men. And so we just had to fold our socks into our shoes like that. And then you got your polo or Abercrombie or Hollister collared shirt, and then you got some beige cargo shorts on. They got their flip phones. Yeah, way too much Axe spray. Spray it in your crotch. Yeah, there you go.
Now. Okay, I'm gonna give you some time to think
Put way too much gel in your hair.
about it because you're not saying anything. Dude, you know what? I know my Twitter is off the wall when I got people.
There's a bunch of people in chat sitting here like, I only the stupid people did that. The trauma of being left out is hitting them all over again.
Crying about me blocking them. And by the way, that actually turns me on. I like when people complain. I like when people complain. You blind me, you blind me, you blind. Like, yep, I blocked you.
I don't even know what the fuck she's talking about here. I don't know.
Okay, ad hominem.
My ear has taken so much freaking damage today, dude. I took some medicine for the migraine, but that just brought it right back. Ah. Alright, I'm gonna turn her down some for y'all. Everything down for me. My laugh is way better.
Uncommon for women who have been in the corn industry to get married and start a family. But
Yeah, it's Riley Reid. I mean, who is that? Who was that woman?
been in the try to oh,
Never
he
seen her
gets on a
before.
spotter hat when he want to kick a woman out. Oh my God, that is so cringe. That is so cringe.
Play Riley Reid's rap song? No. No shot. No shot. Yeah, if you guys don't know Riley Reid's rap song, I think I saw it once. It does have copyrighted music in it, so she steals somebody else's beat, and then she just says the N-word like a lot.
Oh, good. No wonder he don't getting laid, honey, without using a show. So this is the last thing, and then this is gonna be real quick. Okay, this is gonna be real quick. So remember, I said, listen, ladies, listen to me. Stop listening to men try to tell you what you can and cannot get. Okay. I told you all. So you had. So this is from. So thank you, Shay Z. Shay gave me this. She tagged me in it, right here. As you can see, she tagged me in it. And basically, as you can see, I don't know who this is, right? But as you can see, this is apparently, this must be a ex-porn star. And this is her husband and beautiful baby. So what did I tell y'all? Remember, who told y'all? Stop listening to these men. We are now in a situation.
Riley Reid is boring, never been into her porn. I liked it when I was younger, I think. When I was much younger, I liked her.
Situation right now that OF women are being normalized. So it is not uncommon for women who have been in the corn industry to get married and start a family. But men who are, hold on, sorry. Men who are, upset that you get to have your cake, because so I watched this stream. I remember watching it live.
I'm sorry, yeah, I want to go back to...
I want you to understand this. Men who are mad at corn stars, these are men who wish that they could be corn stars. You understand me? These are men who really envy you because you, as women who are in the sex industry, you are doing this to get paid, whereas men would be doing this to get laid. That's the difference. That's the difference. Okay. So, so I want you to, but we probably go into this conversation more deeply come this Wednesday. All right. Brittany Simon. Before I go into this exposure of her, that for some reason I was kind of waiting for people in the DNS lifestyle to expose it, but apparently nobody cares. I don't know if they have a problem with Destiny or they just are too cowardice. But there's a lot of lingo I got to teach you guys. So vanilla is slang in the, okay, I got to talk about DNS.
They didn't expose her. They just didn't want to, guys. So Tree of Logic, if you haven't been around, she does this shit all the time, where she does an expose video, where she pretends to expose people. It's the same. Her and Keffels are the fucking same person. They are the same exact person, where all they do is try to start drama with people. They try to do manifestos and try to out people and try to, you know, like do all of this shit, and then they block everybody and refuse to talk to them after they start drama with them. unless the person is bigger than them. So she'll act like just Pearly things over and over and over and over, saying, Pearl's running from me. She refuses to talk to me. She's scared of me. But in the meantime, she'll come after me, call me a clout chaser while we're both, she's talking about me, I'm talking about her, and I got like more than double the viewers of her. She's saying that I'm clout chasing off of her. And still refuse to talk to me and run from me the entire time, block me on everything. She challenged Lauren De Laguna and said, go get the receipts, you're wrong. Then as soon as, so Tree is this woman right here. This is Tree of Logic. But yeah, she challenged Lauren De Laguna and said, go get the receipts, prove it. And so then Lauren went to go get the receipts and came back, and Tree had blocked her in the YouTube chat. So then Lauren went to Twitter. Tree had blocked her on Twitter. She blocked her everywhere. So Lauren couldn't get the receipts to her. And then Tree sat on stream saying, I knew she wouldn't come back. I told y'all she wouldn't come back. I told y'all she didn't have those receipts, and sat there gloating forever. Then I covered it on my stream, pulled up the receipts that Lauren wanted to show her, and then I also made some of my own claims about how she was wrong and pulled up those receipts as well. I wake up the next day and she's fucking talking about going off on Twitter.
Destiny does say he has dirt on Brittany.
He does, yes, he does say that, actually. But yes, he does, so I make my own claims. I wake up to her on Twitter the next day going off saying that she said, where's the proof? Show me the receipts. So I prove it. I show her the receipts. I show her that I already showed it on stream when I was talking about it, but then she does this on Twitter. And so I show her, and then she keeps quote tweeting me. Like, I'll show the receipts and then do like another comment below that in the replies, and she'll quote tweet the comment in the replies and say, he refuses to show the receipts. Just show the receipts. You're being bad faith. You won't do it. So like, from her audience's point of view, she's just doing these like tweets over and over, complaining that I refuse to show the receipts, refusing to prove my make my case and all of this. It's super obnoxious. And we just did this whole back and forth on Twitter with me over and over, showing her the receipts, her saying, where's the receipts, me showing her the receipts, her saying, where's the receipts. So then she goes live about, like, exposing Lauren De Laguna and Tomfoolery show, and does this whole fucking thing. And then I go live on my end, and I review what she's talking about with Lauren on here with me, and we've got the fucking receipts up on the screen showing that she's lying, showing that I showed them to her on Twitter, but she's just not pulling them up on stream. She refuses to show the receipts on stream and just keeps saying that we refuse to do all this shit. And she even said, like, I'm not going to block Tom. I'm not going to block him. He can say what he wants. I don't care. As soon as she ended stream, blocked me everywhere. Banned me from her comment section. There was a bunch of people in her comment sections talking about the fact that, like, Tom already proved that you were wrong. Like, just go look at his stream. He pulled up the receipts numerous times, and he showed that you already saw the receipts as well, and you just didn't pull it up on your stream. These weren't even my chatters saying this. These were her people in her community, because while she was on stream, she kept saying, oh, I know Tom's watching me right now. I know Tom's watching me right now. He's clout chasing off me. He's so desperate. So her chatters start coming over here and watching me go over the shit. And then they go back over there and they're in her chat like, yo, what the fuck? He just showed us that you're lying. And she banned them. And she deleted their comments. And like over and over just kept getting rid of anybody who was calling her out for lying over and over and over. It was ridiculous. It was wild. Like, I've never seen somebody cope this hard. It's insane. And then she did the same thing with Alex from Playing with Fire. While I was banned from YouTube a couple weeks ago, I was streaming on Twitch, and we did a whole like panel kind of going over all of her evidence where she just makes shit up the entire time, just makes up a bunch of stuff. She is literally Keffels. They are the same person doing the same thing to make content. They are no different. It's wild. Can you show a clip? Let me see. There's not really like an easy you think that like Wick was just
A marriage, period.
Yes,
She
you're
wants
right.
to sit up here and say that if a wife leaves her biological can. All right, let's go to.
yeah, she keeps pulling up these like random websites just like explaining things. I kind of liked her, WTF. Yeah, I had invited her on the show a couple of times. Lauren was like a big fan of hers and was like really upset throughout all of this, saying like this actually really sucks because I was a big fan of her. Like this sucks. But I had reviewed her like 3 times before this, and in all 3 of those things, we started double checking the facts that she was spitting, and where she would say like I'm the only one showing receipts, and then we would go double check the receipts, and she was lying every single time. Every fucking time she was lying about them. And I kept thinking, maybe she's just misunderstanding this. Maybe she just doesn't know what it is that she's talking about. And I kept trying to good faith it. But then when I went through this with her, it was obvious. She's just making it all up. Like, she's just purposefully lying. Yeah, she kept, so the claim was, if somebody in Georgia doesn't pay child support, they can get arrested for child abandonment. They can get charged with child abandonment. That was the claim. She kept saying I was lying and that I was wrong and that you cannot get charged with child abandonment. Yeah, there were a bunch of people who ended up in my chat almost every day after that saying, yeah, I came over here after seeing what she did with you. Like, there were a ton of people. I've never seen it that big where their fans so quickly abandon them and jump ship and are like, yeah, that was fucked up. Like, that was it for me. I've never seen it like that many people in my experience. Not like for people that I'm talking about. I've never seen it like happen like that. But yeah, so I posted literally, I literally know men who were charged with child abandonment for not paying child support. You are just wrong. Here's the Georgia code. And then it says here, when one spouse is pregnant, the other spouse must be aware of the pregnancy. Georgia allows a custodial parent to charge the non-custodial parent.
So let me show you what I said to him. He says, you are just wrong. Then the motherfucker does it again.
Yeah.
He takes the Georgia code that belongs to this, and he takes a screenshot that did not come from this. He takes a screenshot from a fucking article, and he puts it with the Georgia code, trying to pretend that he is quoting from the Georgia code. Bad faith.
Yeah, she kept doing this thing where she's like, I only want the code. Just show me the code. I showed her the code in the first one. She kept saying it doesn't say it in there. Well, it doesn't have to say that specifically. You can infer that from there. And then you have case law where specific cases have translated the code to mean that you can do this. And so I'm showing her specific cases where men were charged with child abandonment for not paying child support. Like, that's all I have to do. I just have to show that men were charged with child abandonment for not paying child support in Georgia. That's all I have to do. But I also show that it's under this fucking code. Like, I pulled up numerous cases showing the guys were charged in Gwinnett County, in Georgia, Michael Turner, charged with child abandonment for not paying child support. Like, I did this with a couple other cases. Here's the article that I showed from a law website. It says Georgia allows a custodial parent to charge a non-custodial parent with abandonment if he or she stops paying child support. To file an abandonment warrant against a person, the caretaker or custodial parent of the minor child must apply for the warrant in the county warrant office where he or she lives. Like, I pulled up so many different sources to prove that I was correct. You can get charged with child abandonment for not paying child support. And yeah, it ended up being this whole thing, and she went after Lauren pretty hard unnecessarily. Kept going to the code saying, where does it say you can get charged with child abandonment for not paying child support? Where does it say that? It doesn't say it. It doesn't say that. I understand law. I was a police officer. I understand law because I was a police officer in Atlanta.
Peter Poopy Pantaloons tipped $5. Yeah, but what does this have to do with JF? This isn't even about Canadian law. Also, fuck you, Smile.
Shut the fuck up. So yeah, so I explained, and Lauren, who has passed the bar and does understand the law, me, who's been to prison for 1,000,000 years and the most dangerous prisons of all time, the biggest and baddest, worst prisons that were nothing but just the biggest murderers you've ever seen. You had to literally be over 300 pounds and insanely jacked in order to go into these prisons. Those are the only ones that I ever went to. I have a lot of experience with the law, and so it's a meme. It's just somebody said that I pretended I went to prison to brag, so now I'm just gonna, yeah. Anyways, so like, if there's a penal code, that's fine, but the penal code is only giving you like a broad generalization of the law, and it'll give you some details about that. But you have to extrapolate and interpret what a lot of those things mean. And so once you... Tomfoolery show, how many times did gangs jump and stab you in prison? Like 10 times a day. I was too big and too strong for them. You joined MS-13 in prison, right? No, I joined MS-14 in prison. MS-13 was trying to get me to convert from MS-DOS, and I said no. But so yeah, so like you get an interpretation from the penal code, and then from the penal code, now you have actual cases that have interpreted this law, and now you have set precedent. And so now you have set precedent. That means this is now what the law means. This is how we're going to interpret this from now on. And that, so like pulling up case law is all I had to do. I just had to show that this is what people are getting charged with. That's the end of it. She can keep pulling up the actual code and saying, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say that there. So anyways, it was just the most bad faith bullshit over and over and over. The tweets are all kind of still there because she blocked me, so all of her tweets are gone from my section, but yeah.
DNS stands for dominant submission, okay? Or dominant or submissive, okay? So DNS can apply to any gender, and it applies to, you know, the two relationships. So it's rare. I'd never heard of D&D, which is a dom and a dom. I've never seen it before, and I've never seen a sub relationship either. So you want that polar opposite. So when you see me say a DNS,
yeah, I left MS-14 for MS Paint.
relationship, I'm talking about somebody's the top, somebody's the bottom. Somebody's the dom, somebody's the submissive, okay? Now, when we're talking about that and we call somebody vanilla,
I think I'll hold off on hearing from experts as to whether or not you can be charged for this. There's a ton of tricky language that trips people up all the time, especially Dunning-Kruger suffers. Wait, motherfucker.
I dumped a girl with ADHD once for this reason.
I just said I showed cases where people are being charged with it. You don't need to listen. Look, I can just show you the cases where they are being charged with it. That's it. That's all I have to show. You want to wait for an expert to tell you on whether or not the article says that they were charged with it? Is that what you want to do? Hey, you know what? I gotta wait for an expert to tell me what that article says. I need an expert to read. I can't fucking read. I need somebody who has a law degree to do that for me. Only people with law degrees can read, apparently.
This is somebody who lives a regular life. There's no kink. There's no energy exchange. What?
I don't understand. You dumped a girl with ADHD for what?
Whatsoever. All right. So it's just somebody who just likes do everything that ain't dealing with kink. Does anybody have any questions? Let me know, because I need to break this down to you so you can understand, what a POS Brittany is and why I'm kind of shocked that nobody called her out so far. All right. So even though I have retired from the business, there are some times, before I got married, where I would be interested in doing.
How isn't it common sense you would get arrested for not paying child support? It's not specifically that you would get arrested for paying child support. It's more specific than that you would get charged with child abandonment laws. Because child abandonment is a very serious charge. Like, that is an insanely serious charge. And so the fact that you would get charged with child abandonment for not paying child support, that's point proven, silly goose. Too much confidence, too little critical faculties. Motherfucker, I think you're Dunning-Krugering yourself right now. I think you think that you're actually typing in my chat right now, and you're not, because you don't know how to read. Did you think about that? I know how to read. But you think you know how to read just because you see everybody else typing in chat.
Certain dominant things to men, right? But you always have to have consent, especially if they're vanilla. And
someone's grumpy? I'm not grumpy. You're just wrong. You just have to be able to read.
Your ADHD
That's it.
reminds me of her. LOL, we're so off topic.
Oh, we're not off topic. We're on Tree of Logic. Tree of Logic's on the screen. We're reviewing Tree of Logic.
And when someone does something to you without consent, not only have they violated your trust, they violated your boundaries, but they also violated you as a person. You always, always, always need consent. Now, you can get consent without being boring by saying, hi, let me see, what could I use an example? Scenes with a contract. That's y'all watch too much, what was the name of that kink movie? 50 Shades of Grey. Contracts are only for a slave-dominant relationship. You know what I'm saying? So say, for instance, I want to tie a guy. Well, look at Darius. I don't need a contract with Darius, okay? Darius pissed me off. Darius disrespected me, and he wanted to do a collab because he thought I forgot. I told you I hold grudges. And I said, no, Darius, you're going to have to submit to me. I need to punish you. I was very explicit about that, didn't I? Press 1 if you were here. I said, I must punish you. The only way I will collab with you, you must submit to me. I used those exact words. I said, you made me mad. You pissed me off. The only way you're going to do a collab is you must submit to me for punishment. I am upfront and honest what I want to do to him. And I said, I want to cane you, spank you. I want to paddle you. I'm going to tie you up, pull your hair. I just told him all the stuff that result in pain. So I was upfront with him. Okay. What you don't do as a woman, or you don't do as a dom, you never do something that someone is not aware that's coming, and you don't do it without consent. So for example, we'll use Darius again. Say for instance, Darius didn't know I had a grudge, didn't know I was still pissed off that he disrespected me. and then I want an apology. So let's say, for instance, he was like, he forgot all about it and said, Tree, let's do a collab. And I'll go, yeah, come on over to Georgia. I'll drive up to Atlanta and yeah, we'll do a collab. You can, how about we go to this dungeon? We can have some drinks and stuff like that. And he gets there, I grab him, I tie his ass down, and then I put a ball gag in his mouth and I just start beating him. That violated his boundaries. That was done without consent. That was done without his permission.
But because she said, if you want to collab, we have to do this. If he comes to collab, that means she's gotten consent.
You never, ever, ever do that. You never do that. You never do that. Okay? Any man or woman who violates a person's boundaries and you...
What did Darius do to her to instigate this exactly? If I remember correctly, this is from when they initially had a disagreement when he was with Xena, and she had both of them on to have a conversation about that. So yeah, if you want to watch, if you think it's a Dunning-Kruger, like, Lauren is a fucking lawyer and passed the bar, so you can go and listen to her. I'm pretty sure there's other lawyers in chat saying the same thing. And then, but yeah, anyways, this is I Do Not Respect You. This is the stream where Tree of Logic gets into it with Xena and Darius. Irrelevant eventually comes on. And I'm pretty sure that's the stream where all of this happens.
Do something against them without consent. You are a dangerous person, and you're also you're a POS. Now, even though I'm retired, the part of me of looking at people playing safely, especially with vanillas, is important. And sometimes I see things that other people don't see. So Destiny is famous for being friends with bad people. And when it came to Brittany, he thought that Brittany was this great girl that he could trust. I do believe, if anybody from DGG is here, you can correct me. I do believe Destiny had the nerve to say he could trust Brittany with his credit card and his bank information. Am I misquoting him?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Okay, so that is correct. That is correct, right? When I saw that, I said, Lord, this little fool. Okay. I cannot believe he said that about this clown. Now, what y'all don't remember, and I'm talking to GGG here, many of you have said, Tree, Brittany is a submissive. She's one of these bratty subs. You should do a collab with her. I said, no, hell I won't. Because I can tell that there's something mentally off with Brittany. All right? She's one of these people.
She straight up like tells you that she has like PTSD and I almost said RSD, but that's not it. BPD but she can tell.
That act like she's intellectually and emotionally superior, but she's not. But I didn't know that she was dangerous until this stream. And you know, guys, what I'm about. Those of you who are part of DG, you know what I'm about to see. Okay? You know what you're about to see. But I'm going to explain something.
One's in chat if you guys all know what she's about to show.
I think you all need to see something different through the eyes of a femdom. It was like with Mr. Girl, who also Destiny's befriended. When Mr. Girl did that, you're my doll. You're my human doll. He did that video where he made Shaylin cry. I broke that down from a femdom perspective. And it gave a lot of insight into it because Max does that too. Max violates the boundaries of his crazy girlfriend. By the way, F her too. I don't like her anyway. But I was showing you how
Brittany Simon looks horrifying on this screen pause. She's going to get more horrifying.
These crazy people that are into kink particularly DNS, which Mr. Girl is into, where they do things. It's not pushing boundaries. It's violating someone's boundaries. It's actually doing something to them against their will, and they did not give you consent. Okay. So I watched this stream. I remember watching it live, where you have Abba, Brittany, Melina, and you have Steven. I'm watching Brittany's demeanor throughout the entire video, and if you guys watch this again, you'll see she takes side shots. She takes digs. She takes a couple of jabs at Destiny. I don't know what happened with the backstory of why she tries to take a couple of digs at Destiny, but something happened that we don't know. But I'm going to show you what she did and why has it been a year later and nobody said anything. So Abba and Brittany, they're all sitting around talking, and all of a sudden Brittany brings up about slapping Destiny.
Are we lifting?
Yes.
Or Ubering?
Uber.
Okay.
Because I can't drive.
Okay, cool.
Just steal a car.
Are you sure, Steven?
I suggest
Sure what?
You don't want one for the road?
boys.
How are you gonna do it?
How hard do you want me to do it?
What is the point? Am I doing
Abba,
anything for this?
even if it's after Abba,
This is
I wanted
what
to
you
show you
want,
some of
the
the
crazy.
prepping stuff. If
The
you actually
stream was
answered about
requesting
that.
it. It wasn't even my idea. I wouldn't even thought about it. Your stream
She's getting super excited about smacking him, dude.
was like, slap him. And I was like, sounds good.
Steven, are you
So, by the way, every one of these people in here besides Brittany is vanilla. Are we clear? Because I personally asked Abba, is he in DNS? And you're going to see why I asked him that, right? So, for anyone that is part of this world, and the world, when I
That's why in the song, what I forget the dude. It's the he says something about being vanilla, but I'll choke you, or some I'm not a killer, but I'll choke you, vanilla, some shit.
say the scene, I'm going to use that interchangeably. I'm going to say the scene, I'm going to say this world. So whenever I say scene and this world, we're talking about kink, we're talking about domination, we're talking about
Jack Harlow.
submission, we're talking about fetish. Are we clear? Do you understand? So when I say scene, when I say world, I'm talking about that, all of that, kink, domination, submission, fetishes. We're talking about all of that, okay? When someone from this scene interacts with a vanilla, you have to clear things up with that person first. The biggest violation in the scene is to do something without consent. And for anyone to sit up here and kink is, I want you guys to understand something. Slapping is a kink. I should know. That's how that is how I realized I was a dom. Real quick story. I was a bodyguard when I got into policing. I was a bodyguard for some exotic dancers, and one of the dancers came down and said,
Where does Tree stream? Is it YouTube's Twitch Kick? Yes.
Tree, this man wants me to slap him. I can't. He's one of my favorite customers. He gave me $100. I'll split it with you if you can go up there and slap him. He said, I told him that I have a big black bodyguard that would do it. She's very sexy, but if you come up there and do it, I'll give you the money. I went up there, had no problem. I told him to count to 3. I slapped him at the count of 1, and he basically climaxed in his tighty whitey fruity balloons. She gave me the whole $100 bill. I was like, we was doing business ever since then. Okay, because it came to me naturally to slap a man. Man wants you to slap him sexually? No problem. I'll slap the shit out of you. And the thing about it is, it came to me naturally, and that is something that's not normal for most women. That was consensual. He paid her to do it. Therefore, she transferred the responsibility to me. Slapping.
They're not having sex, motherfucker. Like, this isn't a sexual thing. They're just on stream, fucking around. Does that mean it's a good idea to slap somebody? No, but she's putting all of this through the framing of, like, whatever you call it. I'm blanking on the letters. DMS, BDSM. Yes, thank you.
Is
She's framing all of this through BDSM for absolutely no reason. Like, yeah, she's framing all this through kink and shit like that. Like, this is not
a kink. So when someone requests it, you do it. But when you do it to someone who didn't request it, you're a POS. So here we have Brittany saying the chat. She's using DGG, which is the chat, as an excuse to violate his boundaries, to actually do something. Now, I don't believe this was consensual, and I'm still going to stand on it. I know, Brittany, when you watch this video, you're going to sit up here and say that he could have said no. This is one of the flaws of Steven. Steven doesn't know how to say no to women, and I have seen him allow women to violate his boundaries way too much. And this is one of them. But see, you're not a dom, you're a bottom. Why the hell would you take a dominant position and put your hands on this man? If I was there, this is what I'm saying. The reason why nobody put a stop to this, because a lot of people don't realize what's going on. You don't understand the energy exchange. Brittany is not a dom. She never was a dom. She never was a top. Why the hell is she slapping Steven?
Yeah. Yeah, why is she acting like she's a top right now? Yeah. She's acting like she's a top right now. What the fuck? Brittany, you ain't never was a top. Quit playing.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Why the hell is she putting her hands on this man?
Yeah.
And I'm not putting up with this. The chat told me to do it. Baby, I'm a domina. I'm 100% certified FDA bitch. Grade
Let's go.
A bitch.
Yeah.
None of you clowns, no offense,
None.
can sit up here and request me to violate somebody, especially somebody that's my friend.
Yeah.
Boundaries.
Yeah.
Since when does the chat has the power to tell me what to do?
Yeah, what the fuck, chat? What do y'all, why, since when? Slapping somebody where they're gonna, like, you know, it's gonna fade away in like 30 seconds, and no, like, it doesn't hurt or anything anymore, like that. Fuck that shit. But if you wanted to, like, lie about somebody, like slander somebody, you know, make a bunch of accusations that she just pulled out of her ass, you know, ruin their name, and you know, just spread a bunch of false rumors about them, that she'll do. Fuck, that's fine. Like, you don't need consent to lie about somebody, okay? You guys want to tell her to lie about somebody? Do that. She'll do that. That's fine. No problemo. You want to do, like, fake hit pieces on people every single day? No problemo. This based. Yes, she's here for you. But you want to, like, give somebody a little love tap on the face? Fuck that shit. You don't. Who do you think you are, chat? Since when? Go off, queen.
I don't give a damn about your damn request.
Go off,
Who gives a
sister.
shit about your request?
Yeah. Who cares about your request?
She wanted to do it. No, Steven let her do it. But no, this is what I'm saying, and I'm glad some of y'all are trying to blame Steven for this. Sure, Steven could have stand up to her, but my problem with Steven is that he let things go too far. But see, here's my problem with you stupid women. You don't realize when you out of place. You don't realize when you cross the line. You don't realize when you need to take ownership of your own actions. She brought up slapping. Tree, did you know Destiny spoke about his boundaries on stream when the Melina thing popped off? You're 100% right. Yeah, but guess what, Krieger? And what happened? He let it go too far. So yeah, so thank you for bringing that up. He let it go too far, and then he wants to talk about his boundaries.
Yeah, Melina, cute.
But see, I'm sorry. This is her fault. When I say her, I'm talking about Brittany. Okay? I'm talking about Brittany. CJ, can you shut up and let me do my stream? I'm not going to tell you again. You acting like I'm stupid. Of course I seen the Abba slap part, Brittany. I got the damn video up. What you think? It got the slap in here. So when I saw this and I saw her go like this and said, the chat wants me to do it. The chat wants me to slap you. The chat, I'm like, no, that's not how that works. So if the chat told you to,
She's smiling. I'm pretty sure, like, she is saying they came up with the idea, but it's pretty obvious that she wants to do it. She thinks it's going to be funny. She thinks it's like a good joke. Destiny did play it up afterwards, and like for the next couple of days he brought it up and he was like, yeah, that was weird, dude. I can't believe she slapped me. What the fuck? Oh my goodness, I can't believe she did that. What was that? Oh my goodness. Wow, did you guys see that? She slapped me. What? It's like, wait, were you not there when it happened?
set his hair on fire, you're going to sit up here and say, oh, come on, man. The chat wants me to do it. The chat asked me to do it. We don't pay attention to the chat when it comes to actions like this. So this is she rubbing her hands, but I got to understand, I got to show you what I am seeing, okay? And then I'm going to hit play. I got to show you what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a bottom trying to top her friend who's
exposed. Shit. That's it for Brittany, dude. That's it. Yeah, Brittany went outside of her bubble. Brittany is in a bottom bubble. And she tried hanging in a top bubble. She's done. She's done. Yeah, bubble burst.
vanilla. Do y'all understand me? I'm seeing someone who's not in a position to be a top her friend. Now, before I was married, there's a lot of things I wanted to do something to some of my male friends, but I got their permission first by asking certain things. You know what I'm saying? I'll ask. I never popped anything out of the blue to any of my male friends in the past. I've never done that because you always want consent. You always want consent. And
always.
When you do something that's on a live stream, and I got a problem with this, I got a problem with women overstepping their boundaries and humiliating men that did not ask for it. You know what I'm saying? And because you know Steven is nice, because he done said that he trusts your dumb ass with his bank account information, you are now taking advantage of the friendship. She's a very bad person. And when I saw this, I seriously, my freaking hand was covering my mouth. So here we go. So once again, she's a bottom, putting herself in a top position. She's out.
Can't believe it. I'm disgusted. I am disgusted by Brittany here. A bottom putting herself in a top position. Wow. Just wow, Brittany. You should be ashamed of yourself. Ugh. Just the words coming out of my mouth just feel so gross. A bottom putting themselves in a I can't even do it.
A pocket for that. She's not in a position to be in that. Can you be like both dominant and submissive? You can be a switch, but she's not a switch. A switch is someone who can go dominant and submissive. She's not a switch. She's never been a switch. She's always been a bratty, what she call herself a bratty bottom. And if she want to sit up here and say she was a switch, I dare her to show me a video in her past where she said she actually did dom work. She ain't.
Yeah, you better show some fucking videos of you having sex with people, Brittany. You want to slap somebody on stream, you better start coughing up those receipts of you having sex with folks.
Never do no damn dom work. When you are an alpha woman, you use your powers responsibly. This is why you don't let stupid bitches like this be in charge.
I think we figured out her motive behind all of this. She just wants a sex video from Brittany. That's all this was. She just wanted to try to figure out a way. I don't know anything about the top bottom stuff, but in my opinion, it is weird to pressure someone into that. Reverse the roles and people would lose their minds. Didn't ABBA slap Brittany? Am I misremembering this? Didn't Abba slap Brittany? Yes? Abba slapped her?
Yeah, top it from the bottom. But in this case, this is non-consensual.
Top it from the bottom. Now we're
This is
here.
non-consensual. And only an inexperienced Dom would let a submissive top from the bottom. I know how to handle them bitches real quick. Okay, here we go.
You gotta get slapped.
Hold on, let me. Sorry.
After Abba,
This is
I wanted
what
to
you
show you
want,
some of
the
the
crazy-
prepping stuff. If you
The
actually
stream was
get about
requesting it. It wasn't even my idea. I wouldn't even thought about it. Your stream was like, slap him. And I was like, sounds kind of fun.
Steven, you gotta get slapped now.
If you really want to. If you really want to do
You
it.
want me
And
to?
this made me angry. I was literally watching this live. I was literally watching this live. And this is my problem with Steven. If you really want to, what? What?
It's good content. I would have done the same thing. I would have done literally the same thing. Drag it out for a while. Like, wait, you want to slap me? Why would you want to slap me? Oh my god. Why would you want to do it? All right. Damn. You're going to slap me hard? Oh man. I get, if you want to, like, I guess it's not, oof. Are you going to hurt me?
But I gotta explain the dynamics here. I gotta defend Steven. Steven was smitten with Brittany. Anytime our switch is real, yeah, there's a such thing as a switch. A switch is a real person. You can, there's not that many switches, but there are people, there's way more submissives than there are doms. Excuse me, hold on. Okay, let me explain the dynamics, right? There's way more submissive men than there are dominant women.
Yeah, this is all BDSM. They're doing BDSM here. They're all having sex currently. This is obviously all sexual scenarios, and this is all very sexual. So yes, it's we need to know all about the BDSM. It's not a big deal, but it's still pressuring him into it. I guess. I don't like. That's fine. I think you can pressure people into stuff.
And the reason why there's more submissive men than dominant women is because it is not in a woman's nature. It is not natural for a woman to be dominant, especially like me. And the only way I'm this way is because of my upbringing. Okay, it is who I am. All right. Now,
Tomfoolery show. Brittany says she used to do BDSM that was not sexual. That's because she's a level 5. I have not introspected past the point where BDSM stops being sexual.
there are more male doms than there are female subs. Okay. When it comes to female doms, this ain't sexual for us. It's all about the power. Do y'all understand? When it comes to male doms, it's all about power and sex. Maybe sex first and then power, but power and then the sex. Sex is a must with male doms. Sex is a must. With femme doms, we ain't interested in no ding-a-ling because we can get that. That's easy. That's easy. Okay.
Like, at the point that BDSM isn't sexual, it's just fucking karate and boxing and martial arts at that point.
We just in it for the power. And not only that, but you're not worthy as a submissive to even touch us. So we don't go that route. So that's the now. So switches, you will find some women that are dominant professionally, but they're submissive lifestyle on. So this is the reason why when you go to my website, my femdom website where I am retired, you see in bold red letters, I never switch. So wait, women want power and men want to get down? I don't know what you mean by get down. So this is, so I put, if you go to my website, you'll see in red, I never switch because I'm not a switcher. So it's common for women to be in that position of power. Not all femdoms, but you have like about 30% like to switch it up. Then you have some male doms who are male doms over their female slaves, but they like to submit to female doms. Those are your switches, and they're not that many of them, but they exist. So that's what switching means. All right, so let's get back to Brittany. So the reason why when I watched this, I was shocked because I'm like, she's not in a position to, first of all, this is her friend. And the reason why Destiny agreed to this is because he's too nice. I know there's a lot of people on the right that hate Destiny, that he thinks he's an asshole.
He was pretty much raped. He was raped. He didn't want to consent, and he was forced into consenting and probably regretted it afterwards.
And this, that, and the other. But what you guys don't understand is that, in my opinion, he's too nice. He's too forgiving, and he's too tolerant.
I'm too nice as well. I don't even want to watch Tree of Logic right now. She did not ask for my consent to say this stuff in front of me. Now that I think about it, I feel like the thumbnail and saying that this was about Brittany stuff, I like kind of pressured me into doing this. It like initially I wouldn't have just searched Tree of Logic, let's go watch her live. But it popped up in my feed, and the thumbnail and the title was enticing enough to where I clicked on it. I would not have just chosen to do this all by myself. I was pressured into this with clickbaiting. So I am also a victim of Tree's BDSM, because her fucking voice is torture.
And I've always told him these are things, I'm like, you forgive and you let evil people, get back into friendship with you. You like to be friends with bad people. Sneeko, BX Bullet, Zerka, Myron Gaines, who's a homosexual, okay? Hold on. Even the new person I don't like, which is Lauren, I don't even like her. You know what I'm saying? And he adores her. I can't stand that heifer. Never liked her ever. So you see what I'm saying? So when it comes to who's the PAW guy? I can't remember who that. Oh, and Mr. Girl. How do I even forget Mr. Girl? So Steven, yeah, Alex. Yeah, there you go. Quasimodo. You should have used his name I gave him, Quasimodo. All right. So, he's like a buffet. He got friends for every reason. Oh, and Lav. That heifer.
Like, I see you guys like acting like I consented to this shit. And maybe I did. But I was convinced to clicking on the stream. So me clicking on the stream, you might think of as me consenting. But I was pressured into it.
Laugh. The evil woman laugh. You know what I'm saying? So he likes to be friends with these bad people. And I tend to stay my distance, and people because some of the people I want to just basically observe from a distance, and then I decide if I'm going to accept their friendship. And then there's some I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do with you. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. You just a bad person. And then some of people will just show me who are, Alba cool. I like Alba. Some of them will show me who they are. Anyway, so this is one of the things where Steven is agreeing to do this because one, I need you to show you what's going on, the dynamics that's going on. One, he respects and adores Brittany and trusts her. She's taking advantage of that. Also, two, she knows that Destiny will allow his boundaries to be violated. Okay? They never, once again, this bitch never got any consent. She never got any consent to doing this. So Destiny agreed.
That's not true. He said, I guess if you want to, or something like that. That's what girls say, like, literally every single time I've ever had sex. Is like me begging for like 2 hours, and then finally them being like, fine, fuck. If you want to do it, whatever.
Agreed to this. It came at him out of shock, which is actually absolutely horrible. They never, and by the way, Destiny gave me permission to talk about all this because I asked him, I said, did she get permission to do all this to you? He said no. LOL, by the way. He said no, LOL. I wasn't laughing. He laughed. So I'm like, how come nobody talked about this? This bitch is basically violated her friend. I don't know what happened between them, but let's continue watching this.
Steven, you gotta get slapped.
If you really want to. If you really want to do
You
it.
want me to?
Sure, go for it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He just said, if you really want to do it. Oh my goodness. And then he said it twice. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He just said it. Whoa. Whoa. He just said it. He just said, all right, if you really want to do it. Oh man. Well, no, after I said, he says, all right, if you really want to do it, some human starts going off in chat over and over. Play the clip then. Play the clip. Just play the clip then. Oh, you got nothing. You got nothing to show it, do you? There it is. All right, if you really want to do it. There's the fucking clip.
Oh, no, you're not going to stand up for it?
Why would I stand up?
Okay, wait, because if I hit you here, I'm a right hand. You're not going to face
Are
the
you gonna
screen.
like fucking?
This is going to be hard. No, if you stand up.
You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You're using which hand?
I want it in my right hand. Because
Okay, if you're
So this is why I asked Abba, was he also a male dom? Because let me tell you, because that's what I'm saying. He said no. I got to believe him. Okay? Because Abba is instructing her like a male dom. Destiny consented. Destiny was pressured to consent. That's what I want y'all to understand. You know what I'm saying?
And you can't do that. We all know that's always bad. Like, we've had this conversation a bunch of different times. It is okay to pressure people into doing things, even if it's sexual. It's an okay thing to do. It's not always bad. It can be bad. It can be. You can pressure people into having sex in really bad ways. Like, there are a bunch of ways that's really bad. But it's not necessarily bad because you pressured somebody into having sex with you. Like, there's tons of girls who have worn tighter pants, lower cut shirts, more perfume, done their makeup a specific way, did their hair a specific way, and all of this stuff was just to turn the guy on so that hopefully he would have sex with her later that day.
I just explained to you why Destiny said yes. I just explained to you that he holds, at this time, not anymore, he holds Brittany.
Being more convincing in all the nonverbal ways is perfectly fine. No big deal. Nonverbal ways of being convincing, being influential, it's not okay. But trying to convince somebody or trying to influence them verbally, now you're, whoa. When you've been forward about it and direct about it, now that, whoa, ho.
At a high regard. I just told you all that he said That yeah, I know he's very vanilla. I asked him personally. I said, Abba, are you a male dom? And you'll see why I said, are you a male dom? Because of what he's doing now. He's taking charge and giving instructions like a male dom would. But he's just probably just naturally dominant. So it doesn't mean he has to be in kink. But I just told you guys that at this time he holds Brittany in high regard. He said that he trusts her with his bank account and credit cards. Now, do you know how much trust you have? No, he's not a switch. Abba's not a switch at all. He's not a switch. And everybody, listen, nobody's here is into kink except for Brittany.
Suggestive isn't directive. Yes, but my point is that like trying to convince somebody to do something isn't bad. You'll rephrase that to say pressuring them. Well, what is trying to convince somebody if not pressuring them? Like, if you want to change it to like coercion or some shit like that, then yes, we've gotten into the territory where this is bad. Where like, yes, now if you're being coercive, now you're doing something wrong. But the trying to convince people without pressure. Okay, so then her just trying to convince him and saying, hey, we should do this. Hey, I want to do this. Somebody just saying, hey, I want to have sex. Can we please have sex? I really want to have sex. Can we do it now? Can we please have sex? I just want to have sex. Not pressuring, right? That's not pressuring because there's no coercion there, nothing really pressure. Like, that's not pressure, right? That's...
Do y'all understand that? I gotta say this again. No one in this video.
What you're doing is not persuading, it's nagging. See, this is what I'm talking about. You're just going to keep like changing the word that we're using to describe it. It's the same thing. There's just a point where it goes from okay to not okay. That's the point. That's what matters, is that it's still, you're still trying to persuade them. You're just trying to persuade them with pressure. Like, or you're trying to persuade them with like something extra, right? That's where it goes from bad to good, or good to bad. That's what the difference is. But like the way y'all use words that presuppose what it is that you're trying to get out of this. You're presupposing that it's already bad, that it's already negative, because you're calling something pressure in the first place. I'm saying, well, trying to convince somebody of something isn't necessarily pressure. And that there's like this subjective line to where you would start calling it pressure, but calling it nagging doesn't change it to pressure. Calling it nagging doesn't change it to the immoral part. That doesn't change anything.
Is from the scene except for Brittany. Brittany is the only one from the scene. Everybody else is vanilla. When you are the only person that's not vanilla in the scene, you are to, one, get consent if you want to play a kink game. Two, you always, you never cross their boundaries. But most of all, Brittany is acting a dominant role as a submissive. That in itself is really bad. Okay? HUR says you got to say it 2 more times. They'll get, yeah, because I'm like, how I got to constantly say this?
Your right hand, I don't want to see that side of the face. This is how you do it. You set up right here because nobody cares what you look. We want to see his face and his reaction. Right.
Yeah, but if I slap him, he's gonna move this way.
Yeah.
Away from the
That's
camera.
okay.
I
That's
don't think I'm
okay.
gonna move at all.
That's okay.
Oh no.
Why?
Yeah.
If you sit there begging for sex until the person gets annoyed enough to give in, you're a pathetic person, in my opinion. That's fine. But we're not talking about whether or not somebody's pathetic. We're more so talking about whether or not they did something wrong. That, like, you can have, like, your opinion of the person doing it. Just, we're more so talking about whether or not it's right or wrong. This is a great freeze frame with Abba sitting there like that. And her sitting here with her hand getting ready to smack him.
Why? Why would you do? Guys, I've never shared this with you guys. I've never said this. This is going to be the first time I ever say this. When I saw her slap him, I swear to God, I was looking for plane tickets.
yeah, the moral argument has nothing to do with this. Well, no, the moral argument is all we're talking about, because that's the argument that she's making, is that there's like a moral boundary on when this goes from good to bad, where this goes from like okay and consensual to not okay and non-consensual, or it was like consented to in some form, but it was coercive as well, or you were pressured into that consent. Like that's the line that they're drawing, is like, oh, pressure, any sort of like pressure or persuasion is where now the line has been crossed. And I'm saying that's retarded. You're drawing the line like way, 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 way too far at the beginning.
It's like
Or is it way too early on? Sorry.
I was willing to get on Spirit Airlines. I was like, so let me slap her. Let me show her how it's done. You know what I'm saying? But Abba gonna come through, so therefore I never had to do it. Now this really made me angry, and I never said anything about it. I never even confronted him about it, because Steven gonna have to learn the hard way, you know what I'm saying, to set boundaries. Now he said it now, but you know, back then I was like, why does he hold on, somebody made a donation. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Dev, thank you so much for the $3. From what I remember, it started off as a disagreement between Steven and Brittany regarding the open marriage, and it kind of branches off from there.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean tell me this? Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. DGG, if you're listening to me.
Why do they keep saying DDG?
I can't imagine having to nag someone into sex.
Yeah. I could imagine it. I could imagine like being with somebody for like a decade or more, and eventually just being like, yo, like, come on, fuck your feelings, like just have sex with me. I'm like trying to get off. Like, I'll take like 30 seconds. Just imagine someone not wanting to. I know. What the heck? Yeah, after that long, yeah. Well, that's what kind of what I'm saying, is that like there's a lot of like context that changes these things in a bunch of different ways. Yeah, somebody else called him DDG yesterday. I forget who it was. There was like, I keep seeing people say DDG. I don't know if that's a meme or if it's just people fucking up all the time, but it was Addy. It might have been Addy. Yeah, it seems like it's haters who call them DDG. What is it, like the Destiny Dick gang, or Destiny Dick Rider gang?
Did the open marriage private discussion happen before the slap or after the slap? Because then maybe it's not an O. Maybe it's not an O. Did the open marriage discussion that he had? No, he had it online. He had it on stream. Sorry, it wasn't behind the scene. He had it on stream. Was that before or after the slap?
What is she talking about? Does anybody even know what she's talking about? The private open marriage thing?
Oh, let me look at Kick as well. Kenzie said, from what I remember, it was a conversation about grape juice.
Yeah, this is the thing that I was talking about yesterday when we were talking about consent, where people were acting like consent is just a verbal thing that you give. It's just like when you say yes or no, whereas like most sex does not have verbal consent, yet still has consent. It's still consensual sex without the verbal part. And so it's really like progressives especially have this like idea of sex and like these rules that they put into place of like, you know, no means no, like always get consent, like never cross boundaries, never pressure people, like just all of these like rules that sounds very like strict and straightforward, and then but when you're actually talking about sex and you're actually talking about relationships and actually talking about real engagements with people, those rules are not that simple. There's a whole lot more nuance in there. There's a whole lot more going on to where like these are good rules to learn in the beginning and good like you know, things to remember, but they're not simple enough. They're not simple enough to just say like, this is it, that's it, that's just, yeah, you know, this is just the rules. So yeah, it's kind of annoying like listening to people talk about this shit when it seems like there's no shot that they actually implement these rules when they have sex, or if they've had sex. If they've had sex, there's no shot that they're implementing these rules each and every single time. And so it's sure, but if you consider the couple situation and think about if she's actually disassociated, wouldn't you think the person would maybe see that she's acting weird and ask if she's okay? Yeah, sure. There's a lot of things that we can say like that sounds a little sus. But again, we're not we're asking for extra context now that isn't provided to us, and that's kind of my point. Is that there's so much extra context needed.
The fallout was from Brittany, but don't know how to. Yeah, but okay, when did that conversation happen? Okay, a lot of you I don't remember. I wanted to know, did it happen before the slap or after the slap? After the slap, they were cool. Before then, they didn't like a question he asked about grape juice. Okay, all right, everybody. A lot of people saying after the slap. Okay, all right. So then it's not an O, because I was like, oh, well, maybe this is just, you know, a revenge, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, there was a couple of digs. Go watch the video. I'm not going to play the entire video anymore. It's kind of boring, right? But watch how she takes little and Destiny is oblivious to it. Destiny is oblivious to the little jabs that she take at him. Like really, like not aware of it that she's doing that. So yeah, okay. So anyway, what point was I about to make? Hold on, I gotta rewind to see what point I'm about to make.
His face and his reaction. There you go.
Yeah, but
Oh, the why. So I want y'all to understand, I'm seeing Steven stand there, you know what I'm saying? And he's signing up for this, right? Signing up for this in front of his, you know, because he said yes. Because I don't think he would say no, because it looks like it was more important.
Isn't disassociation for the ID or whatever? I mean, kind of. I think that when people say disassociated, they just mean that they're not like really there, like their mind is elsewhere. So like somebody with ADHD, you could call what they do when they space out disassociation. It's not specifically for DID. We're using it in like a sense of just like, yeah, you're just not really present at the time. Your mind is elsewhere. You're thinking about other things. You're not really all that aware of what's going on around you because, yeah, you have other things on your mind.
And to him, excuse me, it looks like this was more important to Brittany than it is to him. And now I get an understanding why some of these women go crazy with Steven, because even if he hates what he has to do, he would submit to it. Well, not be kink submit, but he's willing to do it if it will please the woman. So did that make sense? Let me say it again. It seems to me that even though this is something that Steven doesn't want to do, since it's something that's giving.
What's crazy is she hasn't even showed the clip yet. Yeah. And for the Keflo stuff, like, again, I don't have like so much interest in talking about whether or not her like experience or the way that she talks about her experience is real. I don't care about that so much, because for me, even just taking her experience as is, I still already have problems with this. So I'm not. Yeah, like I don't care so much about like telling somebody that the way that they're like describing events to me is incorrect or wrong when I have no way of knowing one way or the other. But I do know that just based on the story, and that's probably the best version of the story, considering it came from her and not, you know, if we get it from the partner, we're going to get the best version from them and from their perspective. And even from her best version, it's just still not a thing. So
Brittany joy, he's willing to do it for her happiness, not his. That's the proper way I want to say this, right? Because to me,
what if she just fucking sucks at telling stories? She probably does. That's what I'm saying. Is that a possibility? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Well done. Abaddon, almost catching up. His brain is working, guys. I can actually see some wheels starting to turn in there. Oh my goodness. He's like a quarter of the way into this conversation. This is progress. Let's get some cheers in chat for Abaddon, everybody. He's actually starting to understand. Yes, that's definitely what you were saying. That's not what I was saying. That's like a small component of what I'm saying. I'm saying that from her line of events, it's still not something that I would call abuse or rape. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying that what she's telling us is like the best version from her perspective. But if she sucks at telling stories, like there should be a lot more context in there. And so it could totally be rape. Like it could totally be abuse. And she would add in that context to where we would get all of that. And we would understand exactly what it is that happened there from her perspective. But we don't even get what happened from her perspective because she didn't give us enough context. So yeah, that's yeah.
he doesn't want to do this, okay? And this is the reason why when she's getting ready to slap him, he says, why? Okay, she got mad because Destiny called her out of some of her crazy opinions about trauma, then started making hit pieces on him. Yeah,
I understand I'm flying pretty close to the sun, but I regret nothing.
I don't care. I know that happened. I just wanted to know the order of events. Before the slap, Brittany doesn't like something Destiny said. Okay, well, which one is it? Because see, listen, hold on. Let me just say something. Hold on. Hear me out. Guys, when I come down there and see Steven, I'm not going to put my hands on him.
Boo.
Why would I slap him? Why would I hurt him? You know what I'm saying? If I want to hurt you, we are going to have that discussion beforehand. Do you understand me? So this is the reason why I want to ask you, when did the slap come? Because this looks vicious and it also looks vindictive. And if they had a minor disagreement before she came down here, then this was done out of spite. Huh? Do you guys understand where I'm coming from? It looks like this is...
Are you at least gonna like kick him in the balls or some shit? Like, if you're not gonna slap him, like, what the fuck? What are you gonna do then?
This was done out of spite. There was an off-stream drama we don't know about when Brittany visited. She mentioned that Destiny didn't spend time alone with her. Oh, yeah. So there could have been some. Yeah, she was being vindictive here. And that's what I'm saying. She's more of a worse person than you guys think she is, if that's the case. First of all, let me tell you something. I don't like public humiliation unless it's consensual with everyone.
I don't believe you for a freaking second. Oh, unless it's consensual with everyone. I was about to say, no shot watching her streams that she's not into public humiliation. No shot with the amount that she lies and calls out other people to where she knows that they're going to call her on her bullshit, that she's not into public humiliation. Give me a break.
In the room. Let me explain something, what I'm talking about. You know what kink I hate? I hate when femdoms walk their submissives or their slaves out in public on a dog and leash. I hate that. Because you are allowing children and grown adults who did not consent to watch that. You have basically, in my opinion, violated their boundaries by doing that in public. And I know some of y'all gonna be like, oh, it's in public. No, no, no. They didn't consent to that. They didn't consent to watch your kink. So, for example, I'm gonna give you a public humiliation that I was paid for when I was a femdom, but I got the permission. Okay, this guy.
Wait, you just said that she's not a top, so she's not a dom. So it's not her kink. You've said this like 10 times. You can't say this is not her kink and then now say they did not consent to watch your kink. How? You can't hold both of these positions, Bree. You're not even keeping up with your own fucking position here.
I wanted to pay for my pedicure and he wanted to blow my toes dry. So I went to Ching Chong Ting Dong's nail salon, talked to the owner and asked her to translate to the women that I got an appointment at this time and at this day, and that I wanted to know, would they be okay if a man got on his knees
I
and
do your
blew
nails for
my
you.
nail polish dry after she painted my toes. So she went over there and told them, and they got a kick out of it, and they couldn't wait. And honey, when it came down to the day, they all stopped and they just watched the situation, and I made their day. But I got consent. Do you understand? I got consent. So once Ching Chow did my damn toes, I said, come on, slave, blow them dry. And he came over, got on his knees and started blowing them dry. And they were like, they had a ball. And the more they laughed, the more he got excited.
I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. I would let this play, but she says she likes the copyright channels, so I will be right back.
Because you will have people saying, oh, women don't want men like Tom. Tom is a great guy. Lots of women want Tom. It's just not the guys that have these podcasts. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay? Like, the guys who have these podcasts where they're uber super quote unquote masculine, yeah, you don't think women want Tom, but women want Tom, bros. People want Tom. They just don't want Tom. Not every girl wants a Tom, right? Because Tom is just he's like golden retriever energy. So you have to like that in a guy. Now, I like, I don't think I could end up with a Tom because, again, our levels of like dysfunctional are different. He feels too suburb for me. I need my boy to have a little bit of edge to him. Like a little bit of like, I hate the planet, but I'm never going to harm it. Tom feels like, I love the planet. I love the people. I love people. People are great. I love people. I couldn't be with somebody who likes people the way Tom feels like he loves people. I need someone who's like, I hate people, but you know, whatever. Hear me out. Tom is a beautiful older man. He is gorge in his 40s. He's looking fine as hell for 42. Why does he look like her older brother or her dad? What is happening? Am I crazy? He looks so inappropriately old for her. And again, I'm not a big fan of age gap relationships, so this could be my bias, but I did not like them together. Like, I hated this time, but like they don't go to, she's so young. She's young in the way she thinks. Have you heard this woman talk about politics? She has like she has the brain of like a 19-year-old white girl. Like, it's like, what are we talking about here? And again, I'm just saying that because that's her bubble. And so, like, I can't handle it. But she's so like, I hated this era. Did not think it was wholesome. Did not see them grow together. And I don't know about the bad to good ratio. I never heard much about the relationship, except that she wrote songs about all the guys she broke up with. You know what I mean? But like, he's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. But like, I did not understand this pair up whatsoever. I just don't get it. But Tom, gorgeous. Holy, she's so pretty. 39. Perfect. Okay. She's 39. He's 42. Much more appropriate. And again, I'm not dissing all age gap relationships, but look how good they look together. There's so much more. Oh, wrong pictures. There's so much more complimentary. Oh, look, it's so nice. Like, very nice, aesthetically pleasing, looks very warm. I don't know anything about the relationship. They could literally be abusing each other every night. I don't know. But just aesthetically, in terms of category, doesn't this make more sense? Oh my God. Love, love, perfect couple, love, wholesome, how does each other grow, more good than bad, love them. Okay, what else? Okay, who else, guys?
Whoopsies. My bad. This my freaking golden retriever energy just kind of running circles around here, wagging my tail.
He loved that public humiliation, but I got their consent first. Do you understand the difference? If you're doing public humiliation, you got to get consent, and I'm all about consent. I'm all about safe play. I'm gonna say that word again. Safe play. You are to always play safely, but most of all, you are to never violate someone's boundaries, and you get consent. Okay? Did you use a translator? I ain't had to use no translator. I told the owner. The owner spoke perfect English and perfect Korean. Boom, headshot. So the owner translated my English to the Korean women. Okay? So that's what I want you guys to understand. There's a difference here. So, in my opinion, I think there's something vindictive. Like, I guess if because as I'm thinking, like, if there was a way to, if you wanted to punish Steven, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I know how. If I wanted to punish Steven, but I didn't need his consent. Oh, here's a good one. God, I got a diabolical mind. Okay. If I wanted to cause Steven pain, you know what I would do? I would go to the gym. I would say, hey, Steven, let's work out together. Okay? And I would be his spotter. And as he's bench pressing, and he's about to give out, and I go, come on, one more rep. You pussy! Come on, do it, you pussy! You know you can push it. What you gonna do? Come on, do it. Push it through. I would make him push that one rep. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's what I would do. Until his little spaghetti arms are shaking, and then I'll grab the bar. That's how you do some pain, baby. Listen, let me tell you, I wasn't one of the top 5 for nothing. Okay? Here be little Tree, grab the bar. Say please. Please. Boom, I get it. It causes pain that way. And it's consensual, because what? He asked me to be a spotter, did he not? That's consensual, baby. I ain't violating his boundaries. He's bench pressing. I'm the spotter. Obviously, I got to spot him, but I'm just going, make it a little painful, but he going to get them gains, baby. He going to get them gains. He going to get them gains, honey. And I get pleasure off of causing some pain. So there's that. See, win-win, baby. We all win. And by the way, I didn't do that publicly either. None of this is filmed. Great Pill said, lesson of the day, choose your spotters wisely. Facts. Don't get no film dom to be your spotter. But see, here's the deal. I like to do my stuff off camera. I don't want to do this stuff on camera. Okay, here we go.
He's gonna move this way.
Yeah.
Away from the
That's okay.
I don't
That's
think I'm
okay.
gonna move at all.
That's okay.
Oh no.
Why?
Oh my God.
This is so mean.
You have so much hair.
Do you, even though he's saying this did you hear that chat? Did you hear it, Steven? This is why I'm saying, little stupid ass bitches like Brittany should never do my job. You can obviously see that Steven don't want to do this. Why are you doing this? This is so mean, okay? But she doesn't realize, because she's in her own feelings for whatever reason, and she's mentally unhinged, And by the way, I would never want to slap my friend. I would never want to slap my friend.
Boo.
Even if he asked me to slap him, I'm like, no, I ain't gonna slap. By the way, I don't take
Boo.
requests. If you tell me to do something that's gonna be painful, I'm gonna say no automatically because that's what you want. There's a DNS joke, by the way.
And if you consent to it, that means you want it. So, no way.
I'm sure some of you have heard this. You know what I'm saying? The sadist said to the masochist said to the sadist, beat me. And the sadist said, no. That's going to go over you guys' heads. I know you're not going to catch that joke, but that should understand, like, you know, I am a sadist, right? So I'm not going to, if you want me to cause you pain, I'm going to go, no, I ain't going to do it. And that's going to make you mad, and that's going to cause you pain indirectly, according to my rules. Okay? There's that. Oh, you got it. Oh, y'all got it. Oh, look at the chat. The chat said no, I got it.
Why are you watching this again? We're again? Look at Abba's face, dude.
Got the joke. Oh, cool. Okay. So this one saying you know what I'm saying? So I would have read the message where he's like, why are you doing this? Why? This is, you know what I'm saying? I could tell Destiny did not want this. But a part of me believes that he realized that Brittany's crazy and that she's a woman and maybe it doesn't hurt. Okay. What do you do then? Tickle him? No, you don't hit him. That's what you don't do. You didn't have this conversation beforehand. If she was, because she's not a dom, she's an unhinged, mentally disturbed, dangerous woman as a submissive. She's a bottom. She's not a top. Okay. I'm telling you from a responsible, logical, okay, safe dom, femdom. I'm telling you that if I wanted to do something like this, this is slapping thing to my friends. Now I'll do it to a stranger, but doing this to my friends, I would never kink play like this. But let's say, for instance, this was something I was interested in doing. We would have this conversation, we would have this conversation beforehand. Do you guys understand? We got to have, because what if this was, hold on. This is so important for you guys to understand. Do you understand the importance of getting consent? Do you got to understand the importance of doing these things and talking to someone? So let me explain to you. This is a very good point. I should have said this earlier. Let's say, for instance, Destiny, when he was growing up, all right, he got slapped by the little girls on the playground. And the last time he got slapped, he went into a seizure. He started having seizures, and he fell on the ground and he was hospitalized for 2 weeks. And it was the most miserable point of his life. And then as he got older as a teenager, and his girlfriend slapped him, and basically he went into seizure again because it triggered that. It's something about slapping him that triggers something in his brain. He comes into a seizure. When a dom plays with a bottom, she always asks, do you have any pre-existing conditions? But most of all, is there anything you need to tell me about before we play? I need to know your boundaries. I need to know your do's and don'ts. I need to know what I cannot do and what I can do. And this is when communication comes in, where that person says, oh, whatever you do, please don't slap me because I'll go into a seizure. So what if Steven had that condition and she slapped him and he goes into a seizure?
He probably should have mentioned that beforehand. Instead of saying, let's do it. He probably should have mentioned that. She is stretching so much. This is actually unhinged. Like, this is actually completely unhinged. This is wild.
Do you understand why stupid bitches like this should never be in the top position? Do you understand how bad this is? And this is why I want you guys to understand this was not only dangerous, not only irresponsible, but this was just a fucked up thing to do to your friend. Now, it sounds like they had some bad blood, on her end. It sounded like they had some bad, she had some bad vibes or whatever, because I'm like, this is coming out of the blue. for you to do this to him. Why would you do this to him? This is just so crazy. But this is why I said she is one of the most dangerous people I've seen in the scene that's online. I've never seen a bottom do something like this to her friend. I actually, believe it or not, I wouldn't care if this was somebody I didn't know, because it's somebody I don't know. I don't care what they do. But I'm like, this is my friend. I got a problem with this. And I was waiting, because she does roundtables with femdoms, okay? I don't know their names, but I know one of them is blonde. She wears these black glasses. She got these huge, big boobs. She's a femdom. And I thought to myself, well, how come this heifer didn't basically check? But maybe because they're friends and she don't want to basically overstep them boundaries. So this is why communication is a key when you basically play with someone who's vanilla from the scene. You got to know these things beforehand. Okay, you got to know that. And what Brittany did, what you did, bitch, you're dangerous, you're irresponsible. All right, and now that you living as your pick-me with your daggone green card husband, paying all the damn bills. All right, that's why I called her a pick-me.
I don't know about that. That's how does that? I can't even tell what she's saying here. Is she saying Brittany is paying all the bills? Because that's what I understood, is that Brittany's paying the bills and he's staying home for the most part. But I could be wrong. But like it sounded like she was saying that the guy is paying all the bills, and Brittany said that she makes more money and that she was like the breadwinner in the relationship, right? So she said your green card husband paying all the dang on bills.
This bitch is acting like she living a life where she paying all the bills. All right, her daggone husband don't do nothing, and she takes, and instead of saying I, she says we. But she's the one who paying the bills, who doing all the housework, who basically she got into his DMs. Remember what, ladies, what I told you? Don't chase no man. Don't chase no man. So she chased her man. You know.
Don't chase no man. Don't do it. If you go into his DMs first, you done fucked up. If you go and hit him up, disgraceful. Disgraceful.
Now drop the hint about getting married. Pick me. She's not even a Barbara the Builder. She's just straight pick me energy. And I can't stand pick me's. Okay. When they met, they were on really good terms. It wasn't until she said Sneeko was pretty more experienced and understanding in a relationship than that. That was before the slap then. That was before the slap. Tree, did you know that she met him through Destiny's community? Nah, I didn't know that. But in a way, doesn't Destiny meet most of the women through his community? I'm not part of y'all community. I just want y'all to know that, right? So, I love DGG. I love you. I love you. I love DGG. I love you guys. Y'all my little babies. But I
now
no.
She knows it's
Brittany
DGG.
No way! No way, Krager, for real?
Krager is one of the people who was in her community who was always telling me to go talk to her. And then after the entire fiasco, he just kind of stopped coming around from what I remember. Yeah, I don't think I've seen Krager in a while. I think that was the last time I saw him. And I could have sworn that he said that he was going to like investigate things further and come back. And yeah, he never came back.
No way! Okay. I'm learning something. All right, here we go. So wow. All right, here we go.
Here, so nobody cares what you look. We want to see his face and his reaction. Right?
Yeah, but if I slap him, he's gonna move this way.
Yeah, yeah.
Away from the camera.
And that's another thing too. Bitch, you should not be slapping anybody if you don't.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh.
Know how to slap someone. I cannot believe you got Abba. Abba claims he vanilla, by the way. I want y'all to sit up here and say, to me, Abba don't seem like he vanilla. He seems like he has done this before. Because how is he instructing the little bottom how to slap Steven? But a real top knows how to slap someone, and you know how to slap them to the point where they're not. And also, let me tell you something. Y'all got to be careful who you submit to. What if she slapped and hit his ear? Do you know you can make somebody go deaf that way? Did you guys know that? If you slap someone and you do this, you can actually puncture their eardrum. Gosh, man, that's what I'm saying. So much stuff can go wrong with this, and the fact is that he trusts his body, his face, to this crazy unhinged woman. She's very demonic and dangerous. I was sitting here myself. Somebody clearly is going to call her ass out. Apparently not. Well, BDSM is very dangerous. Most of it. Let's be clear. Most of it. Okay. Most of it is very dangerous. That's why everybody can't do it. That's a top. I gotta put emphasis on it. That's a top. You gotta be careful if you're a bottom who you submit your body to. You can't submit it to just anybody. I naturally know how to slap. Thanks to the way I grew up, my crazy ass mama. All right. So there's that. So I don't know. Maybe Abba was lying to me. I don't know. I got to take him at his word. He said he's never been a dom, so.
I don't think I'm going to move at all.
That's okay.
Oh no.
Why?
Oh my god.
That's just so mean.
You have so much hair. It's
Yeah, I
cute.
do.
Listen, you gotta angle the camera up. Wait, stop. You have to stop.
It's
It has
that
to be
camera's
angled
not
up.
moving.
It's missing half of it. You're about to
Get
waste
me.
this for nothing.
Let's sit down.
See, and they go through all of this prep work and everything. All of this is consent. Like, all of this time spent, all of the prep, all of the talking about it, all of the details that they're going over. This is all part of consent. This is how this works. This is all part of consent. She is coping so hard to act like this wasn't consented to. Not only did he verbally consent to it, but they went through so many steps afterwards to prep for it, get ready, go through all of the, what we're going to do. We're going to move here. We're going to do this. We're going to do that.
Where am I supposed to? This seems very dangerous.
All right.
Oh, bum nut.
Okay.
Hold up. No, dude.
Yeah, and he didn't, you guys say, no, he's already been coerced. He was not coerced. He was like, no, stop. What are you doing? Oh my gosh. What are you doing? Stop. That's what he was doing. Yes, he was smiling. Uh-huh. He was not saying stop. He was saying stop. Totally different things. This is where we go from no means no to no means like fuck yes.
Do that at an angle like this. There you go. All right.
I would have stopped this. I would like, bitch, did you get his permission to slap him? To sit your stupid ass down. Let me slap you.
Yeah, yes, she did. Actually, yes. Actually, yes, she did. If you don't remember, yeah, you played it a couple of times. Yes.
You. Instead, I would have prevented this so bad. I would have stopped this.
Okay. Oh god. Okay.
What? Why?
You just seem so scared.
I
That's my
am.
practice.
It's very.
I want to hit your ear.
Just. Jesus.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you? Do you after?
Yeah, that wasn't bad. But still, that, honey, let me tell you something. My slaps are not that nice. But the fact that she did that, right?
Just. Jesus.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you? Do you need aftercare?
I'll be traumatized
Yay,
by it later
donate
tonight.
to Steven. He needs it.
Jesus.
All right.
He's gonna become a.
Everybody watching right now, you guys can engage in misogyny for one day as a result of a woman abusing a man on screen.
So this is another reason why I thought Abba was a dom. Because watch what Abba does. I'm okay. I'm gonna call it right now. Abba lied. Abba lied to me. This is not no vanilla man doing this. Watch this. Y'all go ahead and tell Abba I said he a freaking liar. He is not no daggone. He is not no daggone vanilla. He did.
Yeah, that was way too much build up for such a small little. We're gonna do this a couple more times. All right, we went way too long.
I
for
would have
this.
stopped this.
Okay. Oh god.
I would have stopped
You
this.
just seem so scared.
I
Just my
am.
practice.
It's very.
I want to hit your ear.
Just. Jesus.
Are you okay?
Damn, she really like went slow motion and then she was like, it's pretty good for like, because you're not like winding up from here, but you're aiming from here, and then you go from here to there. It was pretty good. It was.
I'm scared.
I
Just my
am.
practice.
It's very.
I want to hit your ear.
Just. Jesus.
Are you okay?
Oh! Oh! Look at that ABBA face now! Ooh! Look at his hair, dude. His hair's all up here. Damn! Oh, man! Headshot? She should have done that shit. Oh! Whoa! Sheesh!
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Do you need after?
Yeah, that wasn't bad, but still, you know.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. But still.
Oh, that. Honey, let me tell you something. My slaps are not that nice. But the fact that she did that, right?
Just. Jesus.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Do you need aftercare?
I'll be traumatized by the later.
Donate
today.
to Steven. He needs it.
Jesus.
All right.
He's gonna become addicted.
Everybody who's watching right now, you guys can engage in misogyny for one day as a result of a woman abusing a man on screen.
So this is another reason why I thought ABBA was a dom. Cause watch what ABBA does. I'm gonna call it right now. ABBA lied. ABBA lied to me. This is not no vanilla man doing this. Watch this. Y'all go ahead and tell ABBA I said he a freaking liar. He is not no daggone. He is not no daggone vanilla. He did do that. He is a male dom. Okay. Why did Melina just letting Destiny get slapped? Because they're in an open relationship. So so Melina's probably thinking that this was already discussed beforehand.
Misogyny.
For one day, I think after this,
Anti-misogyny. We have to rise above.
at one stream, could you ever see a dude doing that to a lady? I'm about to slap the shit out of you. Okay. Hold up. Actually,
You
let
wanna,
me.
you wanna slap me?
Yeah, sit
Oh
down.
my god.
Is everyone just...
You're too tall. I gotta stand up for this.
Yeah, listen,
No, you don't.
listen,
Oh,
listen,
wait, look at my earrings.
Listen. Hold on, come here.
Abba W.
Yes, I want to see this.
Okay. Steven, this is for you.
I want
Hold
it.
my hand. Okay? This is how you guys get
Hey.
equality in life. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Oh my goodness! Yo!
3, 2, 1.
Ooh!
2, 1.
Oh!
2, 1. 3,
Oh my goodness!
2, 1. 3,
Oh man!
2, 1. 3,
Whoa!
2, 1. 3,
Oh shit!
1.
Ooh! The scream afterwards, dude. Oh! Yes! I need this slower. No! Dude, the Raggedy Ann hair all over the place is freaking wild.
Oh my god. There you go. Wait, I don't.
Now, I said that's a professional slap. Abba.
So he did differently from her, whereas she went like this, very slow, and then from here, she went from here, and then she did that, right? Just whereas he went from back here and just straight.
Did this before several times. A
He
dom
wound up.
recognized a dom, all right? But I also believe he did this because
That doesn't mean he's a dom. It just means he beats women.
he realized it was a mess up thing for Brittany to do, to slap. Did you see what he did with? Did you see what he did with Steven? He said, Steven. Now, by the way, that is those of you who are in the ghetto. Do you remember this part right here where he did? Now, Steven don't realize what he did, but those of you who grew up in the ghetto, excuse me, those of you who didn't grow up in the ghetto, let me show you what we used to do this in the hood.
I'm having trouble extracting audio from stuff with my programs right now. So if somebody else wants to get the audio of that slap and send it to me, I will definitely upload it as a dono sound right now. So you can just send it to me on Discord and all. You got to send it as a download. Yeah.
If two people were fighting, but they didn't fight, we would put our hands in here and say, Batman, Batman, hit my hand. And if the person on the right hit our hand, we would hit the person on the left. And then we'll go, Batman, Batman, hit my hand. And if the person on the left hit our hand, we would hit the person on the right. In other words, we would be the ones fighting on behalf of the other person. Also, a friend would do this too. If, cause I did this when I was a little girl too. If one of my friends wanted to fight another girl, but basically she was waiting for them to hit first, I was like, hit my hand. And then my hand, she'll do this and go, pow! Basically, it's always an instigator in the middle to basically get that. What Abba did was basically get Steven to rub his hand so that it's indirectly Steven slapping her and not Abba, but it was really Abba slapping her. But basically he got Steven's energy on his hands to slap her on Brittany's face. But by the way, this wasn't consensual either. Now, chat. Abba did not get consent from Brittany. Why don't I care?
What the fuck? Yes, because Abba doesn't do BDSM. But how did Abba also not get consent from Brittany? How is that even possible? How is it possible that after she gave him permission to do this, he also did not get consent from her? How is that even possible?
Abba did this without consenting ahead of time. Why don't I care? Why does this not matter to me? Why do not care that he did not discuss this with her prior to hand? Consider it reparation. No. Yeah, she's a bad person, but that's not the number one answer. No, Brittany is whack. Okay, that's... There you go. Thank you, Joe. Joe 689 said what I was looking for because she didn't get Destiny's consent. That
She just said what ABBA did was also non-consensual. ABBA also did not get consent. But tell me why I'm not mad at ABBA, but I am mad at Brittany. Because Brittany did not get Destiny's consent. What? You just said the same thing for both people. You were supposed to say something that separated one of them from the other. Maybe the message goes on and they say, and she's the one who's into BDSM. Maybe.
is the answer. She violated Stevens. She didn't get his consent. So all bets are off. You understand?
Wait, no. You just said the same thing twice.
Not matter to me. Why do I do not get consent on Brittany's face?
Listen to this.
But
she says the same thing for both.
Consensual either.
This wasn't consensual either.
Now, chat. ABBA did not get consent from Brittany. Why don't I care?
Why don't I care?
ABBA did this without consenting ahead of time. Why don't I care? Why does this not matter to me? Why do I not care that he did not discuss this with her prior to hand?
Yeah.
Consider it reparation. Yeah, she's a bad person, but that's not the number one answer.
Because of reparations, that's good.
No, Brittany is whack. Okay, that's... There you go. Thank you, Joe. Joe 689 said what I was looking for because she didn't get Destiny's consent. That is the answer. She violated Stevens. She didn't get his consent. So all bets are off. You understand now? She led the tone. She basically laid out the ground rules. So since everybody here is vanilla except for Brittany, she has now set the ground rules. I don't have to give consent. I don't have to discuss this with any of you, and I'm going to basically violate your boundaries without basically discussing your limits.
What the fuck?
Okay. So so what did I tell you? She gets what she give. She gave punishment without consent, without prior consent. She didn't get prior consent. Because
she got consent
before.
before.
Steven agreed to do it. You didn't get prior consent. You didn't discuss that before.
That's what prior consent is. It means that he consented to it before she did it. That's what prior consent means. It means prior. Whoa! It means they consented prior. He consented before she did it.
Beforehand, you didn't see if that was a boundary. You didn't see if that was off limit. You didn't discuss this with him whatsoever. You're a piece of shit. I'm glad he slapped you. I wouldn't have been that nice though. Okay, I don't care if he's a man. That's one thing. I'm a very good person. I'm very good at slapping, especially if I don't like you. So this is what I want to talk about is that, I don't understand how nobody called her out of this beforehand.
She doesn't understand BDSM. She just doesn't understand. She doesn't understand consent. She needs some experience in this area before she talks about it. This is embarrassing.
You know what I'm saying? Why nobody called her out? So, ABBA, in my opinion, ABBA decided to get payback for his friend because they are good friends. And he decided to do to Brittany what she did to Steven. Now, like I said, the slap was not, it didn't hurt him per se, but it still violated his boundaries. And so, I wanted to talk about that because, I want to do a response video. We're not going to do it today, but I wanted to talk about, I wanted to do this video first and then do a response video in reference to something she said in reference to being pick me energy. And then I'm gonna leave her a note. No. So Brittany, you're not heavy on my radar. I just wanted to call you out for a piece of shit that you are and just basically show you that you're very dangerous. And, I'm kind of glad you are in, where's she in Croatia? She's in some of them areas where she can neighborly, so she can be the sugar mama. So you know what I'm saying? She's somewhere, Croatia. Okay, so you over there in Croatia. You know what I'm saying? I know you're not playing over there. So the thing about it is that you guys need to be careful. And I'm gonna say this and then I'll take questions. Then we'll like shut it down. But this is what I'm saying. Why is a right winger domina showing you when somebody is unhinged and have crossed the boundaries? And I want you guys to understand is that here we have somebody who just did this to your friend. If I got an issue with Steven, we just talk it out. Use your words. Okay? Use your words. So there's that. This isn't even the worst of her craziness, in my opinion. Probably isn't, but this is the one that stuck out with me. Because if you notice, I make videos about people that came from his side of the fence when it's DNS related. That's the reason why I did the video. Well, I never liked Mr. Girl though. So that whole thing with the doll, I talked about it from a dominant femdom point of view, and here I'm talking from a femdom point of view. And I'm like, there's more people. I'm the only dom on the right, actually. Femdom on the right.
Bree just needs some experience in the community. She really needs to get some experience in the DNS and BDSM community because she just doesn't know anything about this stuff. Yes, yeah, they call me Daddy Dom Tom. I will get up there. There's a whole, actually, we already have this. Yeah, we already have this. I don't even need a demonstration. We got one. We got one ready to go.
Okay, and you want a bunch of official looking
Take another shot,
to make
Kilo.
like a photograph like look good or whatever. Okay.
Thank God for Ravana. Man, essentially the argument is you're allowed to put it there. Other things you're not allowed to put there, but this paper you're allowed to put it there.
I'm always allowed to put it there.
That's why Shuon Head totally should have included this tweet so that people knew that this is not copywritten and you can put it in there. You're allowed. And so now it's
I
not
am
weird
allowed.
or creepy because you're allowed to do it. So I could totally sit here and say that I'm going to grab a little and I'm going to take them and I'm going to really just them and just all up in there. It's okay. It's not weird. It's not creepy. I'm allowed to say it. There are so many other things that you're allowed to put in there that are not pedo docs.
I'm allowed to put whatever I want in there. Stop playing.